Anything you can do, I can do better. While these words were never actually spoken, in the back of the mind, they almost had to be. The drive and satisfaction to do well showed up in a way where one would think it's almost life or death. But in fact, this love for a simple game of putting the ball through a hoop had so much impact on molding this young kid's life, had it never been introduced, the pieces of my life would complete a less elegant puzzle. I'm not afraid to tell a story of my invisible best friend, a round orange ball with black stripes. Others might know of it as basketball. My almost lifelong interest in the sport of basketball makes me very eager and also knowledgeable to share the details of my involvement with the sport that I now love. It began as a friendly new thing to try, turned into something I had to learn, then a way to connect with peers, grew into a personal pastime, and eventually evolved into a talent that now cannot be tamed. The first element of my presentation I'd like to share with you today is how it all began. My arena and equipment were hand-me-downs and would never earn any style points. But my first meeting with basketball did occur on my home court, no matter how ugly it turned out to be. My young muscles just couldn't aim, provide enough strength, or the right amount of arch all at the same time. Needless to say, my first competition could be chalked up in the loss column, a game of horse with my dad. Like any dad would do, he good-heartedly taunted me after my defeat. I knew you couldn't beat me, among other phrases were slurred. This was the first time I ever felt truly motivated. I had to practice long and hard to defeat my dad in a rematch. It took me many games and several hours of teaching myself how to properly shoot the ball. My dad never ran through steps of correct form and follow through of a shot. Like Spider-Man experimenting how to shoot his web from his wrist, I too began experimenting with what shot I liked best and what just felt right. I gained knowledge how to shoot the ball by watching the pros play on TV. Making my own theories, I thought jumping wasn't needed. It just didn't seem like it helped. I relied on a slight bending of the knees, and the part no one has ever been able to describe, my unique arm release. At the time, I had no follow through and no spin. I almost just needed my elbow for lift. That was it. So I would square up and let the ball fly from my elbow. But I promise it worked and still does. Okay, here's a clip of me playing basketball at the rec center, my usual place to play. Pretty much automatic as ever. I made 3 shots in a row. Okay, take a look. Okay, as you can see, yes, the shot is a little funky, but the ball goes through the hoop. You can't deny it. That's a great talent, really. Alright, in previous contests with my dad, I was really making progress. I, I had him down to an HOR. The day came soon enough, though. I had an H before my dad spelled a horse, and I took all my shots from beyond the three-point line and never looked back. I slowly began to become a much better sharpshooter than my dad, a young rookie coming on strong compared to his aging veteran status. I really do owe it to my dad for my success and drive, though. He began to compliment me on my game and just wanted to watch me play by myself because he said I was that lights out. I enjoyed being praised by him, so I always worked hard to practice to continue to wow him with my new shots, whether they were circus-like or just deep three-pointers. Okay, here's a jersey that I would actually frequently wear when I played Game of Horse with my dad. It's an Indiana Pacers Reggie Miller jersey. Pretty much, for a stretch of my life, my favorite player. He was a really good three-point shooter, and I just wanted to be like him. It kind of served as a good luck charm, and it's actually a jersey I still wear to this day, but just not as much. But yeah, that's what I wore when I played against my dad. Okay, the Reggie Miller jersey is cool, but the best part of basketball for me was I made a best friend through the sport. My next door neighbor and I talked before, but we never really hit it off. We were missing something. And that something, it turned out to be basketball. All through elementary and middle school, I continued to match up against him. We played basketball like it was an after-school job. We became really good friends, but when we played 1v1, we almost hated each other. We were competitive and couldn't stand to let the other win a game. Leaving him behind and moving to college, basketball served as a great way to escape reality for me. I just go to the rec center and forget about everything, and use it to just relax. Relaxing is nice, but as far as where I plan to go with my basketball sharpshooting skills, I would really like to become a better all-around player because I play in 5v5 pickup games, and I have great positives. I have the sharpshooting, and I put 100% energy into it by hustling for loose balls and running up and down the floor to try to get open. At the same time, I have trouble getting open through the use of my own ball skills, whether it's the crossover dribble, pump fake, or a pure knack of vision for slicing through the defense. I've already determined from watching the pros on TV that the biggest step I can take is becoming better, stronger, more confident ball handler. So I constantly dribble the ball up and down the full course to improve. I almost have the easy part down, and I can't wait until I turn the corner on becoming a Steve Nash-esque point guard, because I will then have a chance to dominate games with my already silky smooth shot. In the near future, I plan on entering a three-point contest while continuing to play pickup games at the gym for the next 2 years. I'm confident it's an art I will never give up. I hope I can stay at a level where I'm always at my peak and might possibly be able to coach a little kids league. But for now, I'm just going to continue hitting those threes on my own. Alright, after all this, you can see that to some, basketball is just a ball full of air. But to me, it's a passion. Basketball has shown me that if you want something bad enough and you work hard, you will excel. It's taught me that a hobby can be much more, something that can't be taken away from you, something you've put so much time into that it becomes a part of you, but a part you're happy to have, a part that turns into a fire for greatness, and a part that aches with every cold streak. My basketball, every time I release into the air, made hoop or not, it always comes back. And that's what basketball is to me. Thanks.